On today's episode of MotoCheez.
The following movie is rated
I.
Fiero, only from Pontiac.
Y'all seen 10-second cars? Say hello to the 2-second car.
Is that a Pontiac Fiero?
Impressive. I know.
No, that's not impressive.
Why did we go with the 3.8 supercharged engine?
I thought you'd never ask.
The reason we decided to go with the 3.8 Pontiac supercharged engine is because it's one of the most swapped engines into the Fieros. There's a ton of information. GM Tuners has an awesome list of every part you'll need, so you don't have to go through all the research. This is out of a 2000 Grand Prix Series 2 engine. It has 160,000 miles on it. You're going to say, well, that's a lot of miles, but this is one of the best 6-cylinders that GM ever made. Definitely see these going over 300,000. So we're going to open it up and see how it looks inside anyway. I'm going to do the water pump, maybe change the bearings, reseal the engine with gaskets, and get it ready for a drop-in. This engine puts 240 horsepower to the wheels on an automatic transmission. Having a 5-speed manual transmission, no power steering, and no air conditioning, it should have about another 20 horse. This engine weighs 100 pounds more than a 4-cylinder engine, so a stock Fiero with 96 horsepower 4-cylinder engine is 25 pounds per horsepower. So here's a few cars that the 96 horsepower 4-cylinder Fiero can beat by a little bit. Now with the 3.8 supercharged engine, this is what it's equivalent to. As you know, lower pounds per horsepower is better. That looks pretty good compared to what the price of these other cars are and what I'm paying to get this done. A lot of people put the Ferrari kit cars on these Fieros. So if you throw this motor in here, how's it compared to an actual 1986 Ferrari 328? How does it compare to the 2006 Vet I had? Well, it doesn't beat it. What about the 2009 Nissan GTR? The 2010 Ford Mustang GT? 2022 Subaru BRZ? Oh yeah. 2022 Subaru WRX? Yep. How about a Celica GTS? Oh, beats that. And a Mazda RX-8? Well, looks like it takes that too. One more. How about a Nissan Skyline GTR? 260 horse and a 2,500 pound car. That's pretty good. So if all my calculations are correct, it should have a quarter mile time of about 12.38 seconds with a 0 to 60 of 4.565 seconds. Of course, these are all just numbers. We'll see when it's done. With a few modifications, you can get this engine up to 300 plus horsepower, but I don't think we'll need it. But you never know what the future holds. And we got her on the engine stand. Pull the plugs out and check these out. Wow, they are worn. Look at the gap. Holy cow. I don't even know if these are the right plugs. Inside these cylinders. Let's see what it looks like inside here. Oh wow, it still looks like there's some cross hatches. Huh. What the heck is that? A little stain or something? Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I don't know what the hell that is. Pistons look good. Got a little carbon. That definitely looked like crosshatch left in there. But what the heck is that? Yeah, it looks not bad to me, I don't think. Really good. We'll get to look at the skirt on the bottom once we take the oil pan off. Then we can see in there a little better from the bottom. Let's get this motor taken apart. I'll probably get the standalone harness. Since this had a 4 and not a 6-cylinder in it, and a standalone harness is basically power, ground, accessory, and you can hook this entire motor up and run it. I don't know what I'm going to do about the tachometer because it's a 4-cylinder tach. I'm not going to put catalytic converters, so that downstream O2 sensor is going to have to get deleted, and we'll figure it out as we go. This thing's got to get cleaned up pretty good. Pretty dirty. That coupling sounds good. There's no slack at all. This engine spins over nice and easy. I'm going to need the tensioners for the supercharger and the alternator. Probably have to do a relocate, which means I'll have to do an idler pulley here for the air conditioner delete, or the power steering, whatever's down here. So it looks like the easiest part is going to be fitting the motor in the cradle, and the hardest part's going to be doing the wiring. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I'm good at wiring, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Probably flow test these injectors. I don't know if it's just better off getting new injectors at this point when I pull the injector rail. Should I do an EGR delete? Probably a good idea to put a new O2 sensor in. Some of these plugs are gone anyway. Definitely keep this harness so you know exactly where the wires go. Thermostat sensor. I have to get a new one of those anyway. There's one that they make that will still work for your dash thermostat gauge on a 4 or 6 cylinder. And that's the harness. I could wire it myself, but boy, that would take a lot of time. I think the harness is like $350 for a standalone harness. It's probably better to do that. What do you think? Thermostat housing neck. Not sure whether the one that's in the 4-cylinder will fit here, but they do sell one, like $150. But you know, that means you just keep adding up and adding up. So we'll see if we can get the 4-cylinder one to fit. Might have to change a few of these hoses too. That fell apart on me. Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely gonna have to replace some of these. And you got a bunch of gaskets here. Don't worry about those later. Hopefully they're right. Is that the map? MAF? What the heck is that? It's got a hole behind it. Got a lot to learn about these. What the heck would that be for? I don't know, boys. You tell me what that is. There was no hose connected to it. Smells like mouse poopy, I think. Before I pull that out, I don't want to clean this a little better. We'll get them all loose. Fuel pressure regulator, supercharger bypass. See if there's any oil in it. This car engine seems like it's half metric and half American. Much drained out since they drained it. A little bit. It's a little dirty. Looks like it's got a low oil sensor. That's always a good thing, isn't it? Got some dirty oil, boys. Oh boy. Still think we're good though. You definitely want your safety goggles on, or safety glasses. It's got some build-up on there, boys. Whoa. Oh, there's still stuff in here, huh? There's still gas in there too. Wow, that's crazy. I would have expected the fuel to be totally gone, but it actually doesn't smell. I mean, it's definitely stale, but not horrible.
Get up the whole house.
I'll put the fan on. Oops. The wife has spoken. I was waiting for that. I just don't want to get crap in the injectors. Pretty wild. Building pressure. Just that little bit.
We're on it on this picture, so I just looked it up.
Yeah, well,
it comes up as a V6 belt tensioner.
I know, but they put this that goes to the heater core, and this goes into a big block, and then the hoses come off of here, and that's where the tensioner is. It seems like a big elaborate for what? When you could just hook hoses to there and just put a tensioner. They wanted it, I don't know. What is that thing called?
V6 belt tensioner.
They did all that for a tensioner.
For it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that is.
I've never seen
really
anything like it.
For...
Does it come with these elbows? It doesn't look like it.
No. This is just
and then it doesn't even look like the two pieces that stick off that go to the heater core are even on it. I see. We didn't know enough about it, but that piece should have come with it. So that grease crap is not coming off. So we're gonna pressure wash it. It's probably close to worthless doing that. Why do these things always break? They must get a little rust inside. Should I put oil in there to get it whipping around? Oh wow, look at that, it worked. Holy cow. You're never going to get everything, but well, you still got to clean them off as good as you can. It's still going to have to take a little better cleaning. Whatever they use for paint on the blocks is pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
You can see all the way down to the original.
I know. I was just looking at that.
Might as well take the thermostat housing off. Easier to flush through. Yeah. Look like the right one now? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Keeps coming.
I guess so.
V8 worked on.
That's rust and everything else.
Much better.
Oh yeah, it's still coming out. See it?
Yeah.
Use your fingers to plug the holes, boys.
That's what she said.
The weird thing is, like, those freeze plugs look so new. For this car to be like totally rusted out, like if it was changed or something.
You're right, I didn't think of it that way. Why is the motor in such good shape?
The block just looks so clean. And the freeze plugs, that's what kind of got me, is like, if this car was rusted out, normally these freeze plugs are rusty. You know, even these heads looked a lot newer than even these parts. Like, did someone have the motor changed? Who the heck knows? Yeah. Hopefully we'll never have to find out once we're done and put it in. Should last the life of that car. Yeah, 2023 years old.
It's older than me, actually. It's a year older than me.
Alright. Here's a serial number. I wonder if you can look it up by that. Like, another thing is, like, the oil pan isn't as rusty as you'd think it would be. But who knows how sheltered it is in the engine compartment. So I think it came out pretty good with that pressure washer. Yes, I capped off every injector, every vacuum port, so I didn't get any water in the engine. So now the next episode we'll be taking off the supercharger, taking off the intake, taking off the valve covers, taking off the oil pan, and we're going to see what it looks like inside. Check the bearings, put new gaskets on, paint. We're going to paint these red, this black, that red, and we'll repaint this course, the new water pump we'll put on before we paint it. This will all be black also. So stay tuned, because after that, we're going to have to put everything back together and see if we can get it running.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.